The struggle to tussle with these sometimes mathematical muggles to turn this foreign language to fluent. So the other day we had a professional development training, and we learned a little bit about what we can be doing more for students that have been through trauma. So it's not just for students with trauma, but it's for students in general that you really want to have in your classroom. I realized one of the things that was really missing was love. One of my classes, I often am chastising for talking too much, taking so long for me to be able to deliver instructions, because I wait for quiet often so that I can deliver instructions only once, or just once or twice instead of 10 times. I often do not show them love, and I don't remind them that I love them. I think sometimes they really feel that way, and I think sometimes because I don't say it enough, I start to forget myself that I love them. And I was particularly inspired yesterday after our professional development, and so I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem about what I love about them, the general feelings I have about the class in general because of how much I struggle with it sometimes. There's nothing wrong with them, and as a group, they have a tendency to bring the volume up quite a bit. I'm going to read for you the poem in a minute, but I just wanted to say I think poetry is such an underutilized art form sometimes. I think we learn a little bit about it in middle school and high school, and it hasn't been until it was last year when the English department was doing the poetry unit, and I started getting excited because they brought in some free verse poets, and then we did an exercise. I was like, oh yeah, like this feels good. And I remember back in like middle school or high school when we were introduced to poetry, and I mean that was when I was a much bigger fan of hip hop and rap. I started writing my own poems with rhyme at the end of each sentence. And recently I've been, in the past past 8 months or so, been really inspired about Hamilton. Lin-Manuel Miranda is the creator of it, and he described it as a hip-hop album when he went to the White House Poetry Slam back in 2009. The play has been out on Broadway, and it's had unbelievable success, and I know exactly why. So I have the soundtrack in my car. My friend Lauren bought it for me for my birthday. Sometimes I'll rap along. Most of the times I can't keep up, but it's the story of Alexander Hamilton, the guy on the $10 bill. So the play was unbelievable, and at the same time the lyrics are so great. And the other day when I was performing my poem in front of the students that I was kind of reading it for, yo, mister's got bars, and I'm thinking like I don't have anything near compared to like what Lin-Manuel Miranda has. And when you first hear it, you wouldn't think to yourself, oh, it's gonna be about a president. Like hip-hop, rap, poetry? I don't think so. You just don't put the two together. It's such a cool mix. So I invite you out there, if you kind of like poetry, start. But one of the things that's been motivating me up is I want to keep making poetry so I can perform it for YouTube. I've recently been writing more. Me and one of the teachers in the 8th grade as well, we're brainstorming about possibly finding some popular song and rewrite the lyrics to it to make a music video. But without further ado, I'm gonna drop for you the poem that I made the other day. I really hope you enjoy it. Day in, day out, I find myself stressed out, and blessed though not religious, just that I believe us, that we can win trust from one another, sister to brother, student to teacher, learner to mentor, no detour. Before I go mad, I keep this idea on my path that I love these children whether they give it back or not. I plot lines and it's for them, not for my own fortune, but their brains wide in, despite their sometimes ridiculous words that loud in. The zoo, it seems, at work. I must rebirth my thoughts every day, if not, they'll get carried away with the anger and frustration of the short term that blinds wants to teach can learn. So another page turns. Will my commitment show through today, or instead will I get burned? Who cares? I love the work. The struggle to tussle with these sometimes mathematical muggles, to turn this foreign language to fluent, and therein raise his hands to thought, so screw it.
I'll take the risk. Even if my peers judge my answer to this, I will rise above my fears and show who's the boss when they whisper in my ears. Please keep the good fight with me as the state is about to judge us on our performance of my ability to coach all of you in the language called math. We're close to the end, not long before I send you off as fresh men, where you're someone else's student, not mine, yet still I will sign and remember y'all with pride.
So if you liked that, please subscribe. Stay tuned in. Keep an eye out for the word poem in some of my upcoming videos. Comment below what you felt from it, what you liked about it, maybe a favorite verse, or just comment some of your own poetry. Look forward to entertaining you and educating you more often. Stay weird.